All right, time to bring in Mr. Pick and Roll, Avery Johnson and Coach Donovan Mitchell matching his jersey number last night. 45 points, had 32 in the second half. How did the Spider kind of turn it on there down the stretch?
Well, I think it all started with Utah's success specifically when Utah went 0 for 20 during the stretch in the first quarter. The Clippers were only able to build a 7-point lead because of their lack of offense instead of a 17-point lead, which kept it close for Utah. And then in the second half, Donovan Mitchell really attacked this Clippers defense, specifically Luke Kennard. If you look at a couple of the threes that he made during that stretch, yes, Batum was on him with Reggie Jackson, but it was also Luke Kennard on him, and he was really attacking the weak defender, but there was nobody on the Clippers team that could slow him down. He really did an unbelievable job, just like on that replay, of playing through contact. He's got his 5th or 6th or 7th coach on the sideline, the minority owner Dwayne Wade coaching him up. So just a spectacular performance from a guy, obviously, that was riddled with injuries towards the regular season, but now he's back and he's looking like a dominant player, and he was the best player on the court last night.
Yeah, we saw the flip the switch there, 32 points compared to 13. Definitely needed there for the Jazz. Meanwhile, in the East, Joel Embiid giving the Hawks a 40-piece as well, putting an MVP type of performance. How important was it for him to put up those numbers to get back in the series after dropping game one?
Well, yeah, it's very important for him to put up those numbers. Had the Sixers lost this game, Brandon, this series would have been over. So to get back in it, tied 1-1, do it, play through there. Guy that finished second in the MVP voting in Embiid behind Jokic. He makes threes. He's a problem when he's making three-point shots. But you look at, they just don't have an answer for Embiid inside. When he's on top of his game, and then when you have to double team him, he gets other guys wide open shots. But the defense of Simmons and Matisse Thybulle was unbelievable on Trae Young, really putting the clamps on him and slowing him down. So the combination of that wing defense against Trae Young, the dominance of Embiid inside, was really problematic for the Hawks last night.
You mentioned the defense there on Trae Young. That's what I was about to get to, because he had 21 points last night after having 25 in the first half of game one. The reason why they kind of walked away with that one. If you're Doc Rivers, do you kind of keep that strategy where you're throwing a Ben Simmons or a Danny Green, the bigger bodies of a shorter Trae Young in front of him?
Yes, you want to make sure, like Tyrese Maxey or Seth Curry, that they don't see hardly any time on Trae Young when they're on defense. You always want to keep your bigger defenders, Harris, Simmons, Thybulle, Danny Green, who's won a couple of championships and guarded a plethora of guys like Trae Young over his career. So, and when you switch to pick and roll, the 76ers made a really nice adjustment. When you switch to pick and roll, you have to switch up the line. You have to switch 3 steps above the three-point line, not inside the three, to allow Trae Young to get those easy looks. So it's not just switching, but it's the way you switch, and their switching was much more effective, and they executed it better to really slow down Trae Young.
Of course, that series split 1-1 already, but if you're looking at the Nets and Bucks, it's already 2-0 and an 0-2 hole for the Bucks there. Brooklyn rolled Milwaukee by 39 in a playoff game. I mean, if you're looking at Giannis and the rest of the Bucks, can they actually get back in this series, or is it a little too late here?
I think it's a little bit too late overall. Now, can they win game 3? Sure. They don't have anywhere to go but up. And I'm not really expecting James Harden. I'll be surprised if Harden plays in game 3. So maybe the Bucks have one of their better performances. They're at home. You've seen how home crowds in Phoenix and Utah have really emotionally generated a ton of energy in the home team. But this is a serious uphill climb for the Milwaukee Bucks. You're talking about the Bucks. They have to beat the Brooklyn Nets 4 out of the next 5 games. Does anyone believe that? I do believe in miracles, but this is not one of the miracles I believe in. Too much firepower, too many matchup problems with the Brooklyn Nets. Their small team, Griffin is playing well at the 5 spot. Harris is shooting the ball extremely well. And then you got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. James Harden is a question mark. Serious uphill climb. Can they win game 3? Yes, but are the Bucks going to win this series? I would be shocked.
Coach, real quickly before I let you go, at one point they were down by 49. Have you ever seen that in a postseason game this late in the series where you have a chance to go to a finals here?
No, rarely. I'm trying to remember. I've been in the NBA as a player and a coach and an analyst since 1988, and I cannot remember seeing a debacle like what we saw during that stretch of that Brooklyn Nets Milwaukee Bucks game. And then again, Coach Mike Budenholzer, this could be a serious situation where, maybe he's on the hot seat a little bit. I don't normally like to talk about that with coaches, but, we'll have to see because this team, that seat is getting a whole lot warmer. I've been there before, Brandon.
All right, Avery Johnson, you're tapping in with the Bucks, maybe looking for elimination sooner than later. Appreciate your time as always, Coach. Take care.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.